What's good, y'all? Maul here from the Gym Therapy Pod, and on today's episode, it's gonna be a little bit different as it pertains to investing, but they do correlate. And that we'll be talking about is the importance of a CEO and the founder of a company. The reason a great CEO is important to a company as it pertains to the stock market is because they work for the shareholders, which are us. And their main focus is to impress or to keep the shares or the stock valuation of that company going up. So you look at great CEOs like Tim Cook, who replaced Steve Jobs, rest in peace, once he passed, for Apple. Tim Cook has done an amazing job. One of the biggest foundings of Apple outside of the Macintosh back in the early days was the iPhone in 2007. That revolutionized the game and how we think about music, how we think about communication, so on and so forth. Once Tim Cook took over, he looked at different things such as like the AirPods, something we can't live without. Another example of a great CEO is Bob Iger, who was the CEO of Disney. Now, when you think about Disney, you think about like imagination, fun, you think about Marvel, all these other things. So in the past, 2 years, another Bob took over and the company suffered dramatically. So when Bob Iger came back, he's actually renowned as one of the best CEOs known to date. But when Bob Iger came back just recently, the stock price of Disney shot up because we understand and we know how great Bob Iger is as a CEO. Satya Nadella, who is also the CEO of Microsoft, took over for not Bill Gates, but took over for Steve Ballmer, who's the owner of the Clippers, is another great example of how he continues to push the company forward, and not only push the company forward in terms of innovation, but also push the company forward in terms of the value it has on the stock market. And so those are reasons why a great CEO is important. And so I challenge everyone to, how you just go on Google and just look up random stuff, like how to tie this or how to do this or how to do that. Look up different CEOs and study them. Look at what they've done in the past. Look at other failures that you've had when trying to not only maybe found their own company, but some of them may have been working at these companies, they're CEOs now, but just look up different CEOs and see what their journey was, what they're great in, what they're not so great in, and just look at their track record, and you'll see why they play such a huge role when it comes to investing. So I'll leave with this. When it comes to investing, it's very important to do your research. It's important to research who is running the company, who owns the company, and who is behind the company that you're investing in. That matters a lot. That is a huge key. So as I said before, challenge yourself to go look up different CEOs and see what their journey was and what they have done. And come back and we'll be good to go. So again, thank you guys for tuning in to Tactical Tuesdays. I'll see you guys next week. Always remember, we're putting out content weekly on a daily basis, so make sure to tap in and follow us. See y'all next week.